We are back. We are back. We just got done last stream creating Sand Sweeper, or S&S Weeper, Sad and Silly Weeper, and King in our previous stream. We're now going to move on to our 70th character, Otaku. And I'm curious, if you only had one character to choose in this universe that you were going to be, who would it be and why? That's what I want to know. What's up, Neptune? How you doing, buddy? We're going to go ahead and get started right back to where we were. Let's go ahead and clean the plate. Grab the color. And be off to the Here we go. Here's our color. Oh, another green. Another green. I feel like we end up with green a lot. But that's okay. That is okay. It is bound to happen. I would think maybe gods aside. Gods aside, maybe. Who and why? One character, who and why? Meowdy? What's up, dude? Hello, what's up, GB? How you doing, buddy? Just about ready to hop into it. Starting off with Otaku Amaxia? Otaku Amaxa? I don't know. It's shape time. I choose Solomon. I don't have a reason why, though. That's okay. You don't need to. You found this name quite funny, this one. What is up, Penelope? How are you today? The name gives me nothing. But that's okay. It doesn't have to. I think Nick is a great choice. Picking, if you had to choose one character, who would it be and why out of this list? I am doing all right. I had a bit of like something, I don't know what happened with my body. I started getting really shaky at lunch. Right before eating. So I spent like my whole break just laying down. Not sleeping, just relaxing. We just finished up King and Sand Sweeper. Last night we did Chronicle, Yamaha, and Lucid. Now we're on to Otaku. And I'm not sure what it is yet. Maybe another bot? I don't know. I'm just drawing stuff. This is the early phase. Ooh. Maybe that's something. I don't know what this means yet. I'm just doing stuff. Early phase. Early phase. I'm just doing stuff. I don't know what I'm doing yet. Well, let's figure out what the definition of otaku is. I don't know what it is. So this is someone with obsessive interests, often in anime, manga, and video games. Back in my day, they called those weebs. How is otaku different than weeb? Is weeb derogatory? I don't even know. Weeb definition. It's the same thing. Someone obsessively interested often in anime, manga, or video games. Weeb is a non-Japanese person who's excessively... Okay, that's the clarifying difference. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. The name's not giving me anything. It's not to work with, personally. Maybe this is an MJ Tron bot? Mommy Necromancer? Yeah, Mom Sheep was sick. I want another back bling guy. Is there a back bling guy that I can make that I would like? Let me just try with just some shapes. Dropping the color here for the back. Let me just see what this looks like. Want it behind though. Again, don't know why I'm doing this. We're just doing stuff. We're learning. I feel like the character has to talk to me. I feel like I am researching the character as much as I am making them. And sometimes it just takes me just clicking stuff. A light bulb? Yeah. I'm thinking they might be robotic in some way. Bye, Penelope. What's up, Bunchy? Bunchy, did you have stuff that I saw? Your name sounds familiar now. You did have stuff I looked at, I think. I could have swore I saw something you made. I did have a couple of these that it looks like I looked at. The RGB joint? Ha! This was it! This is one of the combos I practiced. Right here. Right there. That. That. Bow. I practiced that on my combo sequence. I knew it looked familiar. What's up, Oliver? You DM'd me. On Discord? Were you under Bunchy on Discord? Huh? Now I'm confused. It's stupid streamer mode. I can't see people's names. Wait. Streamer mode enabled. I hate that. Oh, I see. I see. Yes. It's streamer mode, so all my names are deleted. Except for the first letter, but I'm pretty sure that's it. I'm trying to think. We're using our thinking. The face is interesting, right? I'm just trying to figure out how I can tie it in. I don't know what it means. It's just what came out of my hands. You know? Sometimes I don't really know why. I don't know why I'm doing this. Just doing this. Yeah, his power might be light related. I feel like he's a robot. He's a barbot. A barbot. He has bars. Or planks. That's what I'm thinking. Why does he have these bars? What do they mean? I don't know. I don't know yet. But I feel like there's something that has to do with this. I don't know what this means. He's like grabbing them, kind of. I feel like he can grab these bars. He grabs these bars and he uses them in some way. And I feel like his eyes control them or can manipulate the bars or hold onto the bars. I see comboing with the bars and then like continuing the combo using the eyes to as like a almost like a third limb. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? How it does it or why, I don't know yet. Is it one per eye? Does that make more sense? I'm using my thinking. Maybe. Hold on, I have an idea. What if he can put the bars into superposition? Hear me out. Follow me here. Join me. What if he can put the bars into superposition? You know what I mean by that? He can toss them or place them. Superposition is like they will stay there. They ignore all other properties of gravity or anything else. He could place it and it'll stay in that figure of space and time. Radiation, I could see that. Like, imagine he tosses all these out on top of somebody and then puts them in superposition. They're just stuck. Let's grab a regular sized one and do it. Shoot, I missed this again. I have bad timing. What do you mean? I'm here. You didn't miss it. I'm here right now. How about the 3 eyes represent he can only have 3 of them in superposition at a time. He can only control 3 at a time. The 3 different superposition spots. If I blur this. Yeah. Looks like a fidget spinner. Oh, you didn't miss entering it either. All you have to do is leave a comment on my TikTok and be following the one that this is all centered around. What if he has to be looking at it with one of his eyes in order for it to work? Maybe. I feel like, so again, he can set himself upstairs. He can make himself a really strong weapon. He can, well, he can't use his really strong weapon, but imagine hitting somebody really hard with the weapon and then putting it in superposition. Or they come running at you and then you put it in superposition. They have to like jump over it. It's an immovable object. His eyes good for radiation. Hold on, let me see if I can work with that. I mean, that's like an extreme damage over time thing. You know, radiation, that's, you're not going to see the effects of something like that in a fight. But I wonder if I can make him seem a little more badass. 'Cause I think I can. I like the idea. Does he freeze one object per eye? Yes. 3 in total at a time, max. And so if he wants to do a different one, like if the fight gets away from him, he can pull another one off of his back. They're kind of on his waist, actually, more than anything. He can pull another one off of his waist. But he will be then in a position where he will have to get rid of one of the other ones he has in superposition. So let's see if I could show, like he's stepping on this one. He might have just jumped off of that one. I know, it's kind of hard to show them in action here. I can show the one being displayed right there. These other two could be just like in position next to him, because he could be blocking projectiles left and right. Superposition. He's a bar robot, a bar bot. He can take these bars, put them in superposition, which holds their position in space. 100%. Think 10 million tons of weight. You cannot move it. Why don't you do a live about how you animate a full fight and how to make it smooth? I want to learn from you. I do that. This is actually, for this week, this is the only time I've ever animated or ever streamed not animating my fight animations. Honestly. I like this. This is a really simple character, but it's fun. Secondary motion. I don't know if he needs any secondary motion. He has back bling already. Do I want to change it at all? Maybe move it in a little bit? Gives him a pretty cool looking silhouette. Move those in a little bit. Yeah, I like this. I mean, it doesn't really have to be more than that. He uses them as weapons, obviously, but he can choose to put them in superposition whenever he wants. That's the real strength. And your creativity comes with how you use that power. Maybe beams of light? I will try it. I don't want the user to feel like they have to animate the beams of light, though, as part of the effect. But it could help illustrate how it's happening. So let's try that. I think we can do it, though. That's kind of cool. I think it helps show the representation of it. I think during an animation, I wouldn't have to physically do this. Like, that part's not really required. I'll be at work, but I'm watching. Sick. I hope I can make your work go by faster. So all I'm doing when I'm making this, making it a movie clip, setting it to add. We had a glow. I'm throwing a white on the glow, increasing the strength, increasing the glow around it, dropping the alpha a little bit, and then duplicating it to add strength to the glow. Yeah, for the sake of the illustration, it works to help illustrate what's happening for sure. I think that's valid. Yeah. Done. That might be record time, man. I don't think I've made one that fast in a minute. Barbot activate. He is the Barbot, so he's going to be in the robot family. We haven't had a robot in a minute. Barbot activate. Can place bars into super position. Bars in super position I'm trying to think, are like infinitely heavy, infinite, like they absolutely cannot be moved. They absolutely cannot be moved. They cannot be influenced at all. And of course you can use them as weapons, but not while in superposition. Max 3 bars in superposition at any time. So if you don't understand or can't envision how this can be creative, let me give an example, or how these can be strong. Imagine he's fighting, right? And he needs to block a really strong attack. He could put this bar on one side of that attack that's coming at him and block it indefinitely, completely. Think an impenetrable wall, an impossible to move object. You know, he can stack them. Let's say he places them on top of somebody, he can completely pin them down. Static or stationary? Yeah, maybe I put static position. Maybe you're right. I think static. Static. I think you're right. I think that might be a little bit more clear. Into static position. You cannot move them at all. If he wants to climb, he can place 3 of them down, start climbing up, and then take the one at the bottom and move it above him, and then put it in static position again. Truly immovable. I like that. I like that better. Bars in static position are truly immovable. Robots don't need a mouth. They don't need to eat. Hibachi is dope. In your opinion, what is the secret to beginner becoming a professional in animation stick figure? Animating every single day. Animating every single day. Every animator you've ever seen that you ever look up to in any way, shape, or form has animated their ever-living brains out. They're not afraid to put their pen to work on anything. I find a number of animators who are almost seemingly trying to theory craft them into getting better, theory crafting themselves to be better rather than just creating something. You know, I see so many people that get stuck with like building out a huge story or a huge project in their mind, and they don't spend nearly enough time just scribbling out tests and trying to get better and just getting used to animation, feeling what you feel most comfortable with.
Come on.
Sticky keys, leave me alone.
Yeah.
That's cool. Kermaler, what's up, buddy? This is another bot. We got another robot.
Come on.
Just like that. This one took us, what? 30 minutes. We haven't done one in 30 minutes in a while. It may think it's your sticky keys. Sticky keys never annoy. Never leave anyone alone, for sure. Sticky keys jump scare. Sorry about the PTSD. PTSD keys.
Come on.
Whatever factory made MJtron is the same one that made this otaku guy. What's up, Heck Ray? I am chilling. The stone guy would be a cool boss fight. He's a guardian of all of these people, though. He wouldn't fight them. He wants them all to thrive and exist and coexist. He understands the balance of good and evil, but he doesn't need to get into the thick of it. Otaku, Amexa? I don't know. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's done. He's in the thick of it. Everybody knows. Bars in a static position. Bars in static position are truly immovable. Max 3 bars in superposition at any time. I think that's it. Let me go ahead and toss it up into the creations tab. Otaku! Donskis, Nubranskis. I liked this one. This one came out quick. I like that. Quick and fun. This would be fun to animate, for sure. Okay. It's okay if it says superposition. Still, static is more so for the audience to understand what it meant. I'm okay with that. I think static helps give them an understanding of it. And once they knew that it was immovable, they can understand superposition. It's static and immovable. That's a good catch, though. You know what I mean? It's like they're static, and then they learn that it's immovable. So they're like, okay, static and immovable, superposition. It's a position that cannot be altered except by Otaku, this guy. I don't know the next part of his name. And he's part of the same factory that produced MJtron, and in the subclass, or that's the subclass, and the class of robot, which we now have how many robots? Bar, MJtron, Otaku. Is there another robot? Or was that it? I feel like there's one more robot. Am I crazy? Bars, MJ, Otaku. Is there any more robots in that, or am I going crazy? Oh my god, this guy's Bars too! LOL. Bars 179. This guy's also Bars, but a different version. That's funny. Oh, we also need to establish, is he Ultra Savior or Neptune? What do you guys think? Ultra Savior or Neptune? He's actually so similar to Bars, it's crazy. Savior. Can't catch a vibe from him? That's probably a good thing because he's a robot. We're related to MJtron just because we were in the same factory does not imply that I'm related to you. Ultra? Yeah, it feels ultra. I can't really I don't really have an explanation for it either. But that's okay, vibes is enough. Vibes is enough. We gotta make sure our number is correct as well. That's +1. 35. Look at that. Staying even without even trying. Which again, that is not a requirement to the character creations at all. We do not have to stay even in the slightest. It's about making the character's alignment be accurate, not make them stay even. Lina! Lina's up! Let's go ahead and get Lina's color. Okay, here we go. Ooh, a beige. Like a cream almost. Let's see. Interesting. That's like the closest to human skin I've seen so far. Implication of light. True, Mr. Guy. Light does actually lean us Ultra Savior a lot of the time. Okay. Pose time. This fleshy color is creepy. Don't you think? Skelly guy, hello. Is there any character that has like a soft color that maybe this could be attributed in parallel with? The sand from Kid's bucket with a life of its own. Yikes, that would be terrifying. If Dumb Animator had a friend. Line, pencil, lina. Monster, maybe. Maybe more of a focused look. Just posing. Posing. Soft. It's got such soft color to it. Secondary movement item? Maybe. I've done a few black back blings already. I feel like I haven't had a weapon in a while, but I always draw a scythe first, and I don't know why. Hammer. Hammer's good. Two weapons, maybe? Dual wielder? What if they are a liar? One of these, like, back-wielded weapons, like that. Just letting it flow. Spear might be cool. This position also makes me think of, like, beanbag, almost. Like, some kind of, like, cloudy thing behind. Ooh, what if this is another one of the cloud people? Like Cassia. If it's one of the cloud culture people. That might be kind of cool. Is it hair like Cassia is? We could do that. I like that idea. It'll expand the Cassia creatures. Cloud people, yeah. Like Cassia. She has the cloud yo-yo. I don't even know what a tonfa is. Maybe I know what it looks like visually. Batanta? Oh, it's like a baton with a stick. Cloud. I like the idea of Cloud. Cloud weapon? Super light? Mist weapons? That would be a nightmare to animate. Is there anything that's the opposite of yo-yo? Would there be such a thing as something that's the opposite of a yo-yo? A ball that has a string on it and you hold it by the ball instead of a string with a ball on it? Tops? Tornado toys? Cassia does tornadoes already, though. I don't want it just to be, like, just another Cassia. You know what I mean? But I'm not, again, like, we're in the right field, but I want it to be different than Cassia. So clouds make me think of weather, which makes me think of the sun. Light. So whip at the ball at the bottom of the handle. Flying Nimbus. I would take this character to have the ability of flight already. Like they can be as light as a cloud. Creating a mist would be difficult to animate though. Think about it. After images. We could do after images. Maybe. That fall apart, you know? Like it, like the mist is like a copy of themselves. Smoke bombs, maybe. They become a ball. Cloud trampolines. Lightning cloud. Whip. Cloud ball on the hand. And they whip around lightning whip. That's kind of similar. That's basically the same thing of how the cloud yo-yo will be animated. An airbrush. Why not do a fog? I like the contrast of the white. A fog, I feel like would be darker? Question mark. I almost want to give him just like a sharp blade made out of cloud somehow. But like it's like a machete. I haven't done just like a sword in a minute. Rain that comes from the clouds super hard like a power washer. That might be cool, but also be very difficult to animate. What's a buster sword? What makes a sword a buster sword? I guess what properties make it from a regular sword to a buster sword? What if it's a sword made out of lightning? It's a cloud sword, but it's made out of lightning. Like it's literally lightning. That's why it's all glowy. Comically large sword that only has a blade on one side. That's a Buster sword. Oh, this would be a nightmare to swing around. Lightning sword with a cloud handle? I don't even know if the handle would be necessary, to be honest. I think just a lightning blade by itself is really cool. What do you guys think? Like the blade is it's not like it's electrified, it is lightning. Or a thunderbolt instead of a sword? Maybe. The thunderbolt shape is kind of awkward to work with. A little bit. When he charges, he just becomes a hurricane. He could be electric tornado. Because the way I see it, he has this electric sword. It's a thunder sword. Lightning sword? And he's super light, so he's like bouncy and floaty and quick. Thunderblade. Thunderblade! That's cool! Thunderblade's cool! It could just be a cloud that can charge up electricity if the shape itself is difficult. Yes. And this cloud is like, it's like hair. It's like a fro almost. So it's gonna be like floppy and bouncy. The secondary motion on this is gonna go hard. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we need to add. I like that she has a round object and he like a round and he has a sharp object. Check it out, guys. I have a cloud for hair instead of buy a wig. There you go. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we need to add to this or if it's just good. Also, I still need to know what everyone's choice is. If they had to choose one character, who would it be and why? Mr. Guy with Nick? Yeah, he's a good choice. The title. You can only choose one. Who and why? If you had to be one of the characters or choose them to fight for you, who would it be and why? Can't choose the god characters. Razor Teeth just seems like a very aggressive fighter. Razor Teeth's sick. I'm just trying to think if there needs to be anything else. Otaku or Overuse? Overuse would be sick. Neptune versus Sandsweeper. SNS Sweeper. I do this. You can stay on the mountain for a bit longer so I can pick. Yeah. Comic guy, when I catch all the glory in the comic and view it from afar, that'd be sick. I think this might be good. Is this just it? Thunderblade. The more hits, the more charge. I like that. And that's basically just written in. We don't even need to like... Thunderblade. Light. And levitating. That's the character. You don't have to levitate, but... Can be light and levitate. Rogermation just gets you. Actually, light and can levitate. Thunderblade builds more charge the more strikes it lands against opponents. Yeah? So you don't want to let it stack, essentially. Light and can levitate. Thunderblade builds more charge the more strikes it lands against opponents. I like that. It's simple, it's clean, cool silhouette, and it would be light and fun to animate. The secondary motion on the cloud would be really fun. This is clean. Okay. Okay. Alright. I'll give you guys a look at the mountain here. Who would you choose and why? Either to be the character or if they had to fight for you. I would bribe the Sand Child with candy. Why I would choose Nick is because he knows how to have fun in an intense situation. Oh, he absolutely does. Chill under pressure. Without a doubt. I know, this would be torture. Crow for crow. He's not vibing. He's not having a good time. Oh, we didn't establish the alignment for Lina Kuzu. Lina, Ultra Savior, or Neptune? SNS Sweeper looks like he could fight for me. Changing of personality is really cool to me. This is one of the cloud people, like with Cassia. But we need to decide their alignment. Yeah, Savior. Cloud people seem to lean Savior. Yeah, white clouds, lightning bolts. I mean, just vibe. I feel like just vibes alone is Ultra Savior. Let's go buff the number. 36. What were we saying other than this? Oh. I asked my friend that has TikToked. It won't work. I'm just gonna make it based off his username. Gloopy seems like Hishi would be interesting since Hishi only has one eye. And would have a different way of seeing things for sure, yeah. One thing I thought about for SNS Weeper as well is you can't let him stay silly for too long. Like, that's kind of this curse, is that you have to make him sad. Because imagine if you leave him in silly for too long, and you spawn more and more and more and more pins. It's like you have to make him sad to detonate the bowling pins safely. Because if you don't, you have like a scaling issue that's perpetual and gets worse and worse and worse and worse until you do. Animatron looks sick. Jet boots, ginormous plasma claws. Dude, I always just look and I'm like, how do we top? How do we continue to top? But the characters seem to get cooler and cooler. Correct me if I'm wrong. Take a nap. Who would I be? That's a good question. I think I would probably be Rhgs. I love Plant. Yeah, floating is strong. Because the onion is in it. Maybe. I love onion. And he has nature on his side. I would eat Pan Butelli just to be able to eat peanut butter without dying. He loved Plant. I love Plant. We love Plant. Did Chronicle end up on Ultra Savior? There's no way, right? Okay, I'm just making sure. King? King is baller. I have not decided a species list yet. We did have creature types. We do have creature types. Clowns, brutes, aliens, underworld, demons, cursed children, which is kind of like demigods. Avians, gods, robots, cats, aquatic, human. Cloud? And then the subclasses would be like the people who are related in like the same species. Like Raxdem, LCB, the same like culture or species. Lucid, Gloopy, same species. Lina, Cassia. All of the clowns, all the avians. King is related to Queenly. We got the Brutes, which is the Doot brothers, Doot, Rosk, and Lemonio. What else do we have? Who else relates? Cursed Children is El Stevie and Mio, or Mr. ZZZ. Underworldly people like Vessel, Spectre. Who else? Vessel, Spectre. There's somebody else. I'm missing somebody. I'm missing a couple in that realm. Where am I soul pulling people at? Oh, Anya VA. Yeah, Anya. Chronicle? Chronicle's an avian. I don't know where Razor Teeth would come from. You get your robots, MJ-Tron, Bar, Otaku. Maybe even Titanium. Low-key, maybe? I mean, he's metal bending, has a gear. Loki could be a robot too. Aliens, Kermalerma, Solomon, Rajamations, Yamaha, Gloopy, Lucid. I say Solomon already. Yeah, there's really not a ton of people overlapping or related. You know, like there's definitely, like, it's clear Crow for Crow, Chronicle are related. The Clown's easily all relatable. Yamaha's related because he has a similar culture where they have this like stacking mechanic of eliminations. And they have like that alien face, you know, like they have like a kind of distinct look to them. There's normal just humans, I guess you could say, like Loonsar, Cold Dog, Cashier, Certex Quake. Oliver, but he's like not actually human. Kaya, Brush, maybe. And then you have like the elementals, like the Jelly Jam, Tua Central, Panbutelli, where they're just like made up. Well, I guess not Tua Central, but like things that are made up of like a solid, I guess, made up of their own material. Yeah, Cashier has like a subtle one eye. Obsessive Stickman's fan, that would definitely be just a guy. Orange Hat, just a guy. Jay's just a guy. Nick is just a guy, like just human, or whatever the native human-like person is. Piss Grandpa's up here. Maybe we make a group of people called the Elders, and it's like all of the older people. You know what I mean? Like we get a group of old people. You know what I mean? ZZZ, Depive Citrus, people are like really, really old. Maybe everyone ages really slowly on Stone Mountain. And so if you're old looking, you're like old. Maybe some of the oldest people are like kind of the first people to help develop Stone Mountain with the Guardian. I really think the Citrus old man is on the wrong side. I really wish I got a better look at him. What side did he end up on? I think he's the one that surprised me. I think he ends up on Team Ultra Savior via popular request. Yeah, he was on Ultra Savior, which shocked me. It was one of the ones that like almost everyone, and I was like, wow. In my mind, he was Neptune just by vibes alone. I don't know. It's a vibes thing, dude. Plus, I feel when I think of gasoline, I don't think of positive things. Which I don't have any justification for that, other than it just doesn't. I don't see something positive. But I don't know. Popular opinion, dude. It was one of the ones that leaned me away. Did I post? I didn't post Lina yet. Let's get Lina up on the mountain. And see if there's a cloud emoji. There is a cloud emoji. Carmelo surprised me on how divided we were. I could see that, but it seemed like it was going to be a Neptune to me. Bumpy tail, Manda like claws, you know, kind of a grumpy looking face. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next. Who's the next one? Who do we got? Who do we got? We have Origin of Rhgs. It's you! Okay, let's clean this palette. Gotta get rid of everything. Minus the head and see what color we end up with. Color helps kind of dictate my ideas a little bit too. Oh, where is it? There it is. Okay, good night, Hexray. Pink. We only have... How many pink people do we have? Ultra Savior. Neptune, kind of. It's more red than anything. Gloopy. Not me, kind of. Stick Nation. Not a ton of pink. Rhgs. Trixie Man is another way I can see it. Q-Trix. Q-Trix, and then think of E as like and? Q-Trix and man? I don't know. Let's draw some shapes. Let's see what happens. Heavy. We haven't had a heavy in a minute. Is this a brute? Perhaps a Doot brother? Maybe. Maybe. What about a rapper? Perhaps. What's up, Tina360? How you doing? Hi, Tina. Hello. I won't forget about my voice lines, I promise. How are you? Did you sleep? I'm not a good dance animator, so I don't like to do dance. Stream's going good, man. We are now at our 72nd character. I've made since the stream 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characters. Subwoofer blasters, maybe. Just trying some random poses until something sticks. Oh. Has a sine wave glasses like Cyclops. Sine wave glasses. Those just came up with a bunch of random glasses and or a sine wave in math. I don't know. Whenever I see an arm like this, I always think of like some kind of whip or flail or staff. We were thinking like a visor. Desmos, the friend to all statistics students. What's up a golf? What if it's a golfer? You said visor, made me think of somebody who golfs. What if they have orbiting golf balls behind them? A golfer DJ. Hold on. But they're like magical. Yomi Hustle. That's a guy who summons folklore creatures to fight him, like Chupacabra or Baba Yaga, the Mothman. Maybe you could do something familiar. The issue with doing something that's like summon based is you'll spend all of your time animating the summon, and animating a summon can get pretty old pretty fast when you still have to remember that you have to animate your character also. You know what I mean? It's not a bad idea. It just makes it difficult because now you have to, you know, if I have a guy that raises a bunch of guys that aren't conditional in some way, or if they're detailed and intricate, it might be difficult to continue to animate that character over and over. You know, so you want to consider the weight of the thing that you are animating as well, if that makes sense. Because sometimes a good idea might not be that great of a thing to animate. I like this idea of like they can golf and these golf balls are just like orbiting them, you know? But what do they do? The golf stick is obviously golf club is obviously a weapon. But I'm curious what these golf balls could do that takes the character from being okay to like, oh, that's sick. Maybe they're different sizes? I mean, that's not really golf ball-y, right? Like, golf balls aren't different sizes. It seems kind of weird. Trixie, so maybe he does trick shots? That's kind of cool. That's a good take. He does trick shots. So maybe, like, he'll do, like, bank shots and stuff to hit you from insane angles. You know, or maybe he does like a bunch of shots all at once, and you don't even see that he did them, and all of a sudden you get hit like 20 different directions all at once. Like the ball, like the golf balls are like light fast. Like the golf balls can travel at like super speeds when he's struck with his magical golf club. How long will it take for him to shoot? Shh. Can't, he's locked in. 4 swings, accidentally hits. Oops, sorry. Exactly. We do drop shadow maybe? Distance. Just got back. Is Neptune on his golf vacation? Maybe having the balls float around and he ricochets them off one another. He could do that. And maybe they return. Like he can only shoot the 6 that he has, but they return. Like after a short delay, the balls will return and orbit him. It's a magical golf club. Actually, what if I add sparks? I kind of like adding sparks to this. Oh, hello. Now it seems like it hits them at light speed. Yes, that looks like it hits these at light speed. Because it's trick shot, they come back. Maybe that's the trick. You know what I could do? I could probably multiply these and tint. What if it's overlay? This might be overkill. Let me experiment. Yeah, unnecessary. What we had was good. I could do this to make it look like they're rotating, though. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I like this. Four. Speeding through the character list. I feel like I'm actually finally making some progress, at least. Let's see. Magical 9-iron. Shoots. Can shoot. Orbiting golf balls at tremendous speeds. Golf balls return to orbit. Golf balls return to orbit after a short duration of being still. Or magical 9-iron. Okay, let's break this apart. Can shoot orbiting golf balls at tremendous speeds. Golf balls return to orbit after a short duration of being still. I like it. Can I get the FLA for this? I think maybe once I'm done, I'll see what I want to do about like a system for distribution for the FLA, how I want to manage that. All of these need to be smaller though. I need to make more room. Did I not grab those side things? I didn't. Oops. Somehow didn't grab any of those. Or this guy. What? Bruh. I'm just trying to give a little bit of space to even out the kerning, the distance between these sentences. Okay. 4 Magical 9 Iron can shoot orbiting golf balls at tremendous speeds. Golf balls return to orbit after a short duration of being still. Of course, says this Trixie. That's the whole point. What do you think this is all about? Oh, we never got to see who this person is like. Let's see. Let's meet them. Okay. Who are you? Who are you? He's sizing it up. A skilled master. Interesting. Oh, I forgot. Modern, this is your character, right? Yeah, I'll see what I can do for you. Origin of Catrixie Man. Origin of Catrixie Man. Great idea, metal golf balls. It's a perfect use to crack open Neptune's thick-headed skull with his name in the background. Hold my beer. Okay. 4. Okay. All right. Now that we have the character here and complete and have met him or them, who do you think? Neptune or Ultra Savior? Neptune or Ultra Savior? What do you think, guys? Savior. Everyone knows all golfers are evil. Goofy Savior. Okay, fair. I could agree with it's got Savior vibes. Okay, 37. There we go. Mr. Guy is up next. Okay, let's go ahead, export, drop him on the mountain so he's alive. Origin. Ooh, dropped. And I am going to go to the bathroom real quick. So I'm gonna leave you guys with some no break. I'll do it on my account that won't give you ads. No break. Oh, get out of my face. Jeez, let me type. Let me type. Hey, that's me. And I shall be right back. I'm gonna go potty. BRB. BRB.
What you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon. Yeah, you better listen. I'm bringing heat, so be a fan when I start rapping. Way I'll have your fucking head spinning. I'm known as spit bitches. Release bombs and go chicken. Ooh, you gon' need that head miss. I'm a phenomenon. Stacking cheese like it's Parmesan. Ain't different flows, call me Aquaman. I'm moving fast like the Autobahn. And I'm independent, so I'm not your fucking starving like it's Ramadan.
Okay. Thank you. No break for the short break. Let's see if we can squeeze in another character before dinner. Let's do it, shall we? Who is up next? We have Mr. Guy. I feel like Guy alone, name alone, he should be in the Doot family. But we'll see. I know nothing about him yet. Okay, we got another green. It's a good green. All right. Let's see. We're using our thinking. Mr. Guy. Let's see, Mr. Guy. Okay. Muscles? Muscles are annoying to consistently animate when it comes to stick figures. You kind of you end up having to just animate a full body blocky character. Ordinary stick with a job and a family, but he's freakishly strong and he's oblivious about it. Not vulnerable to slices or explosions. I can tell you I have seen that idea a couple times in my day. He's like a regular guy, but you cannot hurt him. But he's chill. Let's see. Can we make him into a brute? Let me see. Is he gonna be a chill brute, a not chill brute? Chill brute. Be chill brute. Maybe this is the youngest brother? What other archetypes do we have? We have clowns, brutes, aliens, underworld, demons, cursed children or demigods, avians, gods, robots, cats, aquatic, human, and cloud. And beyond that, realistically, it's more so like relationships to other creatures. So like Rhgs, Lemonio, and Doot all come from the same culture. I'm thinking this guy can come from that same culture. Maybe. I'm trying to think about why. Why might that be? Cursed children are demigods. They're half god, half human, descendants from the two god characters. And they're cursed with some kind of affliction that nerfs them. But they're still really strong. Like these two here. They're not necessarily children, but maybe to the gods they are. You know? Don't mind if I do. What is Mr. Guy gonna be? Let's see. I don't know yet. Basket? Is he a fisherman? Does he have a basket? Backbling, kind of? No. Maybe something else with a rock? A big rock? A worker with a computer? This guy is definitely not going to be good with a computer, I'll tell you that much. Could be a fisher. I see like this broken rock. He uses a computer monitor. Maybe he thinks it's a computer monitor, an old school one. Again, it's just a rock, but he thinks it's a computer monitor. Let's see. Takes cell phone calls in the middle of battle. Thinks it's Lamonio. Yeah, maybe he thinks he's the maybe he thinks he's the nerd. He's like the money guy. Is it like a back bling, I wonder? A backpack, or is it a weapon? Maybe it's on a chain? What if it's like... Hold on. Sick Empires, the giant throw boulders, yes. Swinging by a vine would be cool. I like that better, actually. Hold on, let me cook. I have an idea. What? It's a monitor vine. So it's like a monitor vine whip. It's attaching via the vines are wrapped around it. Oh, it's not a cord. He doesn't know. It's not an actual monitor. It's a rock. He thinks he's trying to convince himself that it's a computer monitor. So it's not like a cord for the monitor. It's just a cord he's tied to it. I don't know how I feel about that though, because this puts us in whip territory, and I don't like whip territory. Whip territory is a bit difficult. I would pref if this was... Maybe these are stackables? Hmm. Thinking. Thinking. Hmm. Yeah, but flail... I guess if it's not... The cord isn't too long, it's more like a flail. A rock sling, maybe. What could be fighting stance? I'm experimenting with different concepts when I'm doing this. I'm thinking about different things. Wait, confused. This could also be a big mallet weapon as well. What does it look like if it's a big weapon? Let's give it a hammer. How does it feel like a hammer? Let me see what it feels like when it's a hammer. Oh, I still have this set this way. Kind of looks like a boxing glove. That's true. I could see that. Wait, what if he has a hammer monitor? Hammer monitor and that's something that could happen in the animation, dimwit. Take this, my Windows 1000 BC. That's something that can happen, like, in the middle of him fighting, for sure. But I don't know if that's necessarily something you'd have to write down as, like, an ability. Does he hold it like this, like a thumb? He could. I'm torn if this is a two-handed weapon or one. I think it's a one-handed weapon. He's a brute. Brutes are slow. Usually brutes have some sort of ranged something. What is something ranged that he could have? I did call someone a dimwit, but that's their name. We're close. We're close. He needs some sort of condition or ranged weapon. Duke McNude has fire. Rosk has leaves. This guy would have electricity or water. Or rocks. What else has something to do with monitors? Monitor, keyboard, mouse. But I don't necessarily want him to have an offhand weapon. If it's offhand, it has to be passive, secondary motion, or summon. Ear-piercing shout? Kind of boring. I don't like sound effects. Sound abilities, not sound effects. As much. Because it's really hard to illustrate sound happening other than people reacting to sound. Lemonio don't have brain. CD-shaped rocks like ninja stars? That's funny. Hey! Wait a minute. Murphy? Yeah! What's up, Bobby? How you doing? How you doing? Yo! Oh, how did you find me? I'm curious. I'm imagining that the other monitor attacks, it would leave a trail of video like a remaining image or something. How you been, man? I've just been making Rhg characters. A lot of them. These are the ones we've made today. King, Otaku, Lina, and Origin of Kachurksy, man. Mr. Guy. We're close. But I feel like he would have to carry these rock discs around. Which would kind of suck. He's also missing some kind of headgear. Sky rhymes. What is something business-related hat he could have? The leaves on Rosk make it look like he has a hat because they're coming out of his back. Doot does not, but I feel like he's plain. He needs something either here or here. You know, something on his back, shoulders, or head. He could have a secondary motion of some kind. A stone tie, that would be funny. Let me see how that feels. A leaf hat, maybe. Gloopy, hello. Mr. Guy's powers, we don't know yet. We don't know his powers yet. We're still learning about him. He doesn't know how to put on a tie, so maybe it's like this. Again, also a rock. So it's like stuck like this, just like on his shoulder. Maybe. Someone out of the stick animation stuff is still going on today. Been on a bender of getting re-involved in all of it. Found the Dota Discord and podcast. I've been missing out. Yes, we should absolutely have you on. We should 1000% have you on. This just changed to a different monitor. Hold on. The tie could be a headband. True. Maybe. Headband head? What if we just do a headband? Still don't know his ability. I don't know yet. He's tricky, man. Workaholic superpower? I don't know. Earthquakes with his PC hammer? Maybe. Like tremors off hitting the ground really hard? Is his monitor broken? I mean, it's a rock. So this is like they picked rocks that they think fit these categories and then like crudely paint them. So because it's just a rock on a stick, which I think is essentially most of them. His cleaver is really just a rock carved like that. His is just a stick. His is a rock on a stick as well, but it looks like a briefcase. That rock is a book, but it's a rock. It's just a rock that looks like a book. I'm stumped. I am currently stumped. I guess not having an ability for him is also hard. What is an ability that he can have? What could he do that could be ranged with this weapon? W name, you like the Mr. Guy, huh? I flew through some of these today, but this one has me stumped. I like this start. I like this start. I just don't know the next part. He shoots out mail, spikes. Looks like a mailbox. I guess I could kind of see that. Electricity. I don't know. Let's look back and see if we have something other, some other inspiration somewhere. Hyperbolic paper abilities that can be controlled time and space. Way too strong and hard to visualize. It's nuts, right? I've been doing this for a little over a week now, and this is number 73. These are all commenters on a TikTok post I made. Every time he backflips, he explodes. Well, I think after one backflip, he's pretty much cooked, right? You need to make a tier list of who was the hardest to create. The list does keep growing. I expect to see them all animated by the end of this week. One big fight, please. That's low-key the idea, minus the 1 week. There's going to be a big tournament where they go 1v1, and they are either on Team Neptune, which is, these are the two god characters. They're on Team Neptune, which is like the bad guy, the naughty boy, or they're on Team Ultra Savior, which is the good guy, right? And that's what this list also shows, is US or NEP is what team they're on. And that's what helps establish the lineup. And that's almost purely based on vibes. You know, like we look at this guy, we're like, oh, that's a Team Neptune guy. You know, versus you go to Rhgs, who's like this nature-friendly guy, that's Team Ultra Savior. Clones? I want the tournament done today, thanks. Oh yeah, no problem, yeah, for sure. Clones? What if his mallet is magical and that it does primitive looking sculpture creations? Characters that burst out of the ground? That's kind of lame. It's a lot of effort for like little value. Things that come out of the TV? Well, what would be things that come out of Mr. Guy's TV? Kind of like, what is Nonex? I thought Nonex was a animator. Am I wrong? This is a TV or a monitor? He thinks it's a TV or a monitor. It's a rock. It's actually a rock. It's just a rock, but he thinks that it's a TV or a monitor. Drawings? How would they be weaponized? That's the question. He's from the forest, right? So think rocks, trees, animals. That's what he's working with. I just picture rocks. Like, as I'm thinking about them, I just see rocks. Why rocks? I don't know. I just see rocks. I like rocks. Is this a hat? Heavy hammer, blinding light blasts from the screen? He's got a cute hat now. Yay! That's his cute hat. Yay! That hat, guys, listen. That hat rocks. That hat rocks. That's why he wears it, because he thinks this hat rocks. Okay, so he has a hat now. That's cool. He's a little bit closer to a person. Okay. He has a rock on his head, because that hat rocks, as Mr. Guy would say. I feel like he needs something ranged. I'm imagining a boulder and Guy rides it. Too fast. Heavies aren't mobile. He either has a slow attack that's long ranged, or he has a little attack that is ranged. Does he have a forest friend, maybe? Because it would make sense why Duke McNewt is so angry all the time, because technically, if you think about it, Rhgs has a friend in the vines and the onionlings. Lemonio also has a friend because he has a tick. And dude has nobody. So he's pissed off. Could this guy have something? Maybe it produces sparks that can cause flint-like fire? Maybe. Maybe two on the nose, but give him a real mouse. Or just... Oh! A mouse on a string? What if it looks like it's a mouse, like he has a mouse? And it's just a rock. Again. But they don't know that. And what can he do with this special mouse that isn't a mouse? It's a rock, but it looks... He thinks it's a mouse. Because computer. So he can control his TV. He does yo-yo things, but then he's dual wielding. No, it's not sentient at all. It's a rock with like some sort of like string attached to it. But again, Dude thinks it's real. He thinks it's a real guy. He thinks it's a real mouse. But okay, so he's a rock mouse. That would need a remote? Not to him. That is the remote. It's a mouse. Mouses control things, right? But how do we... Okay, how do we make this mouse... I don't want to just wield... Because right now he'd just be basically dual wielding. He's wielding something that makes sense and does damage. Then he wields something else that's just like a pet on a string that he would just not really know what to do with. So if he has a pet mouse, which is a rock, remind you, it's both things. In his perspective, it's 100% a mouse, but it is in reality 100% just a rock. But is there any way we can make it like have a passive or like, you get what I'm saying? Can it benefit the TV/monitor attacks in some way? I feel like it should do something, because it could be a special rock. You know, this rock could have some kind of properties. Even if it's painted like a mouse, maybe it's a special rock somehow. Control a golem with the mouse and monitor. I don't want to get into summon territory. He loves rocks because he thinks they rock. Mr. Guy thinks rocks rock. But again, he also thinks that they're fully a TV, a really cool hat, and a mouse. I think the mouse is the right ingredient here. We just need to figure out how the mouse ties everything together. The rock on his head looks like a fat top hat. That's what it feels like. Mouse can control rocks. More rocks? More rocks. We're close. I can feel it. We're so close, dude. If he's not too attached to the mouse, I guess it could be a ranged... He just bops it. Boom! He just goes, mouse, attack! And he just swings the rock-shaped... the mouse-shaped rock at the enemy. The mouse constricts the opponent, and he hits him with the hammer. Maybe the mouse acts like a surveillance drone, and Mr. Guy could see through its mallet. Hits the hammer like a bat. Yes. What if it's the same... Wait a minute. What if it's the same thing that Lamonio has? What if it's a different kind of bug? Wait, what if it's a rock bug? Much like the ticks here are rock ticks? What if it's a rock bug that he's painted like a mouse? Hold on, rock mouse. Like, these are ticks. Get it? Clock, tick, haha. They're little proximity mines. What if this mouse is something similar, but maybe it doesn't blow up and die? Whoa! You know what I mean? Like, it's like a little... It's also a bug in a similar way. So it can travel. He thinks it's a mouse again because he's painted it like a mouse. What if the mouse and the monitor act like a kendama? Kendama. Oh, the toy? I mean, this guy has no shot at trying to balance it, I'll be honest. He's got no shot at balancing it. It's a maniac. I feel like somehow the mouse needs to be independent of him, but he feels like he's controlling it some way. I don't want it to be just another proximity mine where it just finds a target and explodes. But what could it do? We're so close, dude. Wait. Have you guys seen... Oh no. Hold on. Have you guys seen that special phenomenon? The Rat King? Is that applicable here? Can I Rat King something to make sense? I guess it kind of loses its identity as being a mouse, though. I can't wait to see 100 SRHGOCs. Dude, we're close. It's a mouse wheel? Oh my god, a mouse wheel. A literal mouse wheel. I gotta take off these things, then. At least make them smaller, maybe? It's a mouse wheel. Mouse centipede. A mousepede. I don't know what I'm doing with it. No, I don't know what I'm doing with it. It looks like a mouse roly-poly. Maybe it's on his hat? What if the mouse is helping him? He has a pet mouse rock. This is incredible. I gotta run to dinner, but I'm definitely gonna check back on you where this boy ended up. Glad I caught you live. Hey, thanks for stopping in, man. And I'm serious about that. I think you'd be a really great candidate to have on the Dojo Cast. It'd be cool to catch up. I do this like at least once a day throughout the week, so it'll be good to see you again, man. Guy just randomly found a centipede, called it a computer mouse. Oh my god, what if the rat is ratatouilleing him? It's a special bug that instead of sucking his blood, it's sucking his brain. Because the other tick is sucking his brain. That mouse is controlling him through Rock Hat. Mouse-a-tooey. Maybe the mouse. It's a special rock mouse. That maybe it thinks it's the one controlling computer. Mouse-a-tooey. He's controlled. What if the mouse is kind of a little comrade to help with his duties? Controlling him when he needs help? Yeah, because right now it wouldn't be really decipherable that the mouse is doing anything other than it's just up there. So is there a way that we could illustrate it somehow? Because it's not very clear. Dude seeing a mail card, shocked, goes to the rock phone, get my lawyer. Puppet strings? I mean, to what effect, though, you know? Because, like, if there's puppet strings and I'm animating, you know, this guy attacking, you know, let's just say, I don't know, I'm making something up. At the end of the day, if he's swinging the hammer, it doesn't really matter, right? Even if they're connected like this or something, it doesn't really make a difference. The rat needs to be somehow, like, showcasing it either benefits from this or it feeds it. Maybe hits with the monitor spawn rocks that it eats. Another creature controlling a guy is kind of hard to show. Exactly. That's why I have its eyes being red and his eyes being red. What if the mouse stuns his enemies? What if the mouse is using a tiny keyboard and using... That's what we're doing, is mouse-a-tooey. The squeak of death, a little tiny peep. We're so close, dude. We're so close to this being hilarious. Him pointing is helping me somehow. I don't know why. We're so close. We're right there. Yeah, I think he thinks... Yeah, he's still conscious. I'm thinking. Usually this is where some kind of ranged attack comes into play. That is a guy, 100%. Maybe the mouse should have something to do with range instead. That's what I mean. A ranged attack. Typically it's a ranged attack. Something to get the enemy stunned from a distance, staggered from a distance, or even just a light attack from range. I don't want it to do the same thing that the ticks do, where he checks his watch and they spawn out and run and hunt down at enemies and explode. He aims the squeak so it stuns him, but how do you animate a squeak? You know? Like, how does a squeak laser beam? I don't like using sound typically, because sound, you only feel sound through the representation of how the enemy reacts to the sound, you know? You know, like thinking of a film where they're like, it's a really loud sound, the only way you know it's a loud sound that like hurts their head is because they hold their ears and like fall to their knees. Sound line things? Like it says squeak? How bats have echolocation? Yeah, but then you'd have to echolocate everything all of the time for the sound waves. His eyes are red because one of the ideas is that he's being mouse-o-tooied, ratatouille'd, like he's being controlled by the mouse. But what if it could be even more dumb? Give me 1 second. I have an idea, and this might give us another idea. What if this is how he controls? Give me a second. What if there's something he's trying to hit, and the mouse, this is how the mouse is getting him to beat people up? It's because he's trying to hit something. He's trying to hit something, and the mouse is literally like a carrot on a stick. The mouse is controlling the carrot on the stick, and that's what he's swinging at. Like he's dangling something in front of him. I think there's something here. It's a smart mouse. It is. He's a rock mouse. He rocks. Or maybe it's like this and he's like on the outpost. He's like on lookout. Mousington. What could the little mouse do from up here? I imagine the mouse like comically bouncing around up here in the middle of combat as well, because that's the other idea. Oh no, my flash is doing the thing where it's not gonna let me control Z or see what's happening. Look at, there's no onion skin in here. This is a single frame. I have to reopen. Again, I'm trying to stay away from him just like exploding, but I want the rat to have some kind of involvement. Some kind of range, but typically in this situation, I feel like if the mouse is being symbiotic or taking advantage of Mr. Guy, that taking advantage of him should be represented in some way that benefits the mouse. Or even if he's just his friend, it should be illustrated in some way. Rat throws rope? What if it acts like a mace? Like the mouse? What if it's dangling? Does that do something? I'm just putting them in different places. Oh my god, what if this is his hat? Hold on. I like that better. I think the mouse needs to be his friend still, though. A mustache? Maybe. I really want to establish his ranged attack so bad. Projects pieces of cheese via lasers. And he despises cheese? Possible. Yeah, what if it's a game? What if this mouse has the ability to spawn rounds of cheese, but they're too large for the mouse to eat? So he runs over and he crushes it. He crushes the cheese, and when he does so, something happens. There's like an effect that actually hurts enemies. That way the mouse benefits. Cheese spikes? Cheese spikes. Cheese spikes where? This is a special mouse. He's a rock, but he's also a mouse. Cheese spikes in the ground. The cheese is also a rock? It's rock cheese? Yes. Because it's a rock mouse, so of course a rock mouse wants rock cheese. That only makes sense. What am I thinking? Naturally. He controls where cheese spikes go and interacts with the enemy. Are they like this? Yeah, but he smashes the cheese and makes it like in pieces that the mouse can eat, but it would be like some kind of AoE effect that does damage. Like they control rocks, yeah. But it's too typical. Yeah, I have all the characters that already smash rocks for explosions, but if this mouse is spawning rocks from somewhere, somehow, that would be more interesting. I cast Lego floor. Maybe. Copying abilities where they touch the cheese? This is so hard, dude. I would never think this would have been this hard. Can I draw inspiration from anyone else? I was over 30 minutes. Why is there stone cheese? Because the rock mouse is spawning it. Why? I don't know yet. Rock mouse, mouse rocks. What if the mouse periodically spawns these above enemies? Can they build something? Like if they stack? Like the mouse could be spawning these above their heads periodically during combat. And they'll just, like, spawn, hesitate, fall. Spawn, hesitate, fall. And it gives him the opportunity to kind of, like, box people in or get people closer to him. He could also trap them in that way. They have to get out of the way. It's like, the mouse copies and pastes stuff. I guess that really matters with the environment, right? I like that idea. Wait a minute. What if the mouse controls rocks, period? And what it is when he crushes a rock, when he hits the ground, rocks will go flying, and the mouse can like pick those rocks up into the sky, then drop them again? I don't know. I feel like the mouse can summon these cheese rocks and drop them, almost like Mario dodging a... what are those oomphs? The big rocks that drop on Mario. What if it's like that? They're like pissed off rocks. The thwomps. What if that's it? The mouse periodically summons these like thwomp cheese blocks. And you, as the opponent, need to look out. So you can't just sit still and avoid him. Lithokinesis, is that the property of moving the rocks around? It's kind of like that, but it's like the mouse has a timer, you know? It can't do it all the time. And maybe that's just what these mice do, but he made this mallet computer because he thinks mouses control computers, but really it's just controlling the rocks. They're cheese thwomps. Cheese thwomps! If Mr. Guy grabs you, you could be cooked? Yeah. Like if he pins you with his hammer and just holds you there, he even can just hold you out in front of you, and then the mouse can just spawn the cheese thwomp and it's gonna hit you. Urgh. I like that. It's a ranged attack. It's a heavy ranged attack, but it's slow. So you can get out of the way. That's cool. I like that. Mouse spawns, and that's why he has him as like a little buddy on his hat. It's a rock mouse that spawns cheese thwomps periodically during combat over the enemy. And they'll even do the typical like thwompy thing where they like follow you for a little bit above, and then they'll pause and they'll go, "Urgh." And this is to like show that they illustrate that they spawn in. Imagine also the mouse spawning rocks in front of him, and he can send the enemy flying. That's true. So what is this? Mouse. Mouse. You know when they stomp the ground and kick rock? Yeah, exactly, yeah. Or punch it so it goes flying. Yeah, he can hit it like a bat. Like with it's like a bat. So it makes it a little more interesting that he's not just dropping rocks in front of him or hitting rocks out of the ground and hitting them in the air. So he's different than Rhgs, but these act like a way to corner the enemy in. So like during combat, these things could start to really box people in and also change the environment up. And I like them, they're cute. This mouse rocks. This mouse rocks. Rock mouse spawns cheese rock thwomps periodically over the enemy. Every time a brother is created, Duke McNuke gets more lonely. He gets more mad. I don't think I need to state that Mr. Guy has a big weapon that he can crush with. I think that's... you could tell. He thinks that mouse... like, you need a computer with your mouse. So that's why he has a computer on a stick. That's what that's the connection. He thinks a mouse needs a computer. And that's why... that's why he thinks the mouse is able to do this. And so that's why he keeps his mouse on his hat. So that the mouse can do this for him. He thinks it has a lot more to do with the fact that he has a computer. This is Mr. Guy. Rock mouse spawns cheese rock thwomps periodically over the enemy. His mouse acts as a mouse, and he uses it on his rock computer to control minerals. The mouse is spawning this. He thinks that he needs a computer since he has a mouse. He thinks he's doing it. The red on a mouse looks like the tracker on an actual computer mouse, so it fits exactly. And realistically, it's just because it's spawning in... like this. It's spawning in these cheese swamp rocks. This would be so fun, because you gotta imagine how you could, like, box people in a fight. And how he doesn't even have to walk fast, because they're gonna have to run away from the thwomps. He could also combo his attacks, too. Like, he could preemptively start swinging right here, even though the enemy is right here. Right, like, the enemy's right here, right? But he could be doing a big mallet swing like this. Right? Because he has a cheese thwomp that's gonna fall right here. So they might be like, oh my god, cheese thwomp! Run and jump out of the way. And get queued up right into a big swing. You see what I mean? That's what I see in my head. That's how a slow-moving enemy can coerce movement. Can incite movement. That's really cool. If you have enough battle IQ, you know you can just move back. Exactly. He's not super smart, but it is something else you have to worry about. This mouse rocks. Rock mouse spawns cheese rock. Cheese rock thwomps. Rock mouse spawns cheese rock thwomps periodically over the enemy. I'm also gonna add cheese. Hold on. Cheese rock thwomps fall after short duration, because they spawn above they spawn above the characters, but they... Why did this do that? Oh, that's why. They spawn above, but I also need to illustrate that they're gonna fall. You know, if I don't say that they fall, I didn't actually note to anybody that short duration is not one word. I don't know why it's like that. You know what I mean? Because if you take it literally, then you think, okay, there's a rock above him. Okay. But if I state that... Oh, thank you. It's the keys. Does that have to be over the enemy or just anywhere? It's over the enemies, like how thwomps operate. I mean, I guess you could do it anywhere, but you're going to do it over an enemy. Typically. I would say the passive is over the enemy, but he could do it anywhere also. So we can help set up the battlefield, and it's got like a cooldown. He can't just like keep doing it. You know what I mean? That's the idea. It's not happening like every 3 seconds. I would say minimum 5-second cooldown in between each cheese swamp. Yeah, I like this. This is cool. And this, think about the smoke effects when these things hit the ground too, that I can do. That'll be sick. I like it. This was a struggle, man. We took over an hour for this one for sure. But I like where we ended up. And Dude continues to get more pissed. That's why you gotta take the ones that end up going fast when you get them, because then you end up getting stuck on somebody for an hour. There he is. Okay, I'm gonna drop him off in the Stone Mountain, and then I'm gonna get to making dinner. Mr. Guy. Now, which team? True, we gotta figure it out. Which team do you think Mr. Guy is on? Do you feel like Mr. Guy is Team Neptune or Team Ultra Savior? You like it? Neptune Ultra Savior. Obviously with the rest of his brothers, Savior. I know Dude's Neptune. But he's already the black sheep of the family. I think he's Savior. But I think that makes us at a coin flip currently. The mouse seems evil and the guy seems innocent. True. That's my feel too. But he's so innocent, there's no way he would think that the mouse is evil. He just thinks it's a rock mouse. Yeah, I feel like Mr. Guy seems chill. Yeah. He seems Savior to me. I'm gonna lean him Savior. A whole spree of Ultra Saviors today. Dang, let's go. That puts us at 38. Alrighty. And up next will be Nabma. And we are 19 left. I think we started with... What did we start with on the day? What did we make today? We started with SNS Sweeper, right? Let's see. How many was that today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not bad. And 1, 2, 3. We had 9 since last night. That's really good progress. That's crazy. Look at that. This is a lot, yeah. A couple of them came pretty quick. A couple of them took a while. SNS Sweeper took a while. King took a little while. Otaku was quick. Lina was quick. Origin of Katurksi was quick by comparison. Mr. Guy and SNS were the ones that took the longest, I think. But it's worth it. It's always worth it. Every time it's worth it. Look at them. Oh my god, are they like the same height? What the? I guess it depends on what foot I line up. If I split the difference. They're like almost the same height, man. That's crazy. That's on accident. I love it. This hat rocks. It's like a little nest for the rat. Lemon's the tallest. Dude, look how tiny dude is, man. He's pissed. He's got little man syndrome. He's the youngest. For sure. He's got that dog in him, that's why. We got another brute. This is Mr. Guy. He has a mouse, and he thinks a mouse needs a computer. And so he put a cute computer on a stick, and the mouse summons cheese rock thwomps above the enemy, and after a short duration, they fall to the ground where the enemy was. They need to get him a pet eventually. Please, dude, I want friends! Come on, man! Come on, man! Okay. Well, friends, I think that's going to be it for our afternoon stream. A solid 3-hour stream. Followed by a 3-hour morning stream I think we had. So I'm going to go ahead and head off for now. I will be on later tonight, more than likely. And we'll see if we can keep plugging along, alright? I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day if I don't see you again. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. See you later.